Hello, guys. Good evening. Good evening. Welcome back to Soft Talk FX Academy once again. This is your boy, Mr. Walls, and I'll be, this evening I'll be doing like kind of market recap for the week ahead, and at the same time, I'll be doing top to down analysis on some few pairs on the volatility indices. And that's what I'll be doing tonight. And I want to carry everybody along so that you know my thought process, what I'm looking at, and where I'm actually looking at to take the trade in the course of the week. And I'll be starting with volatility 75. Now, when you look at VIX75, this is trading view. Unfortunately, we don't trading view doesn't show us weekly view, weekly time frame. It doesn't come up on trading view. I want to make this video as short as possible, so don't mind me if I'm rushing a little bit. I don't want it to be long at all. So this is a daily time frame on volatility 75, and if you look at the order flow on the daily time frame, if you look at let's look at the order flow from there, you can see that VIX75 is actually bullish. And why is it bullish? You see price is creating higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. Price is actually breaking structure to the upside while respecting, the institutional candles below. You can see it. I've marked my institutional candles. I marked it yellow. So it's breaking structures to the upside while respecting the institutional candles below. That's how to know the direction where price is actually flowing to. The price is flowing to the upside. Price is flowing to the upside. So price is actually flowing, to the upside. Price is bullish. Now let me take you down a little bit to actually see what I'm looking at. And look at here. Before I take you to 8 hours time frame, the structure has just been broken here, and price has moved to the upside. The price has broken the structure, cleared this eye. Now you see these two horizontal lines is actually a supply zone. I actually, I do supply zones. If you've been following me for a while, you understand that. You understand the fact that I play supply zones a lot. So this is actually a supply zone. Let me show you on the 8 hours time frame. It's very clear on 8 hours time frame. Let me show it to you. Okay. Let me show it to you. Oh, okay. Let me just scroll to the back so that you see what I'm actually looking at. Okay, look at this area. See, let me show you. Look at how price, move greatly to the downside from this area. Look at how price move greatly to the downside from this area. So price move greatly to that side, and that's why I actually marked it up. It's a supply zone in the market. It's a supply zone in the market, and if you don't really know what the supply zone is, I have a video on my YouTube that I talked about how to trace demand and supply zones like a pro. Maybe you should actually refer to it in order to get the understanding of supply zone very well. So that's actually my supply zone that I marked up, and I expect price to respond to that area. And look at, let me go to a lower time frame. Let me go to 4 hours. You see how price has been reacting greatly to that area. So I'm expecting a great push to the downside from there. Let's look at what is happening on 4 hours time frame. Okay, and look at 4 hours time frame has been successfully creating lower highs, lower low, lower high, lower high, lower low. So price is actually bearish on the 4 hours. Look at the two marked horizontal zones, my supply zones. Look at how price came into that area, and you see price coming down. So I expect price to actually, since we are bullish, I expect price to come into this area. And this my institutional candle on the higher time frame. I expect price to come into this area. If it doesn't break this institutional candle area, then we look for a bullish continuation from there. But before we get there, let's go to my entry time frame. Let's go to my entry time frame. we use the higher time frame to actually determine the bias of the market. From the higher time frame, we could see that the market is bullish. The market is bullish. So on the long term, we should be looking if you want to swing the market, you know, you want to swing it for a very long time, you should be looking for opportunity to go bullish. But you know, as you are expecting the price to come into my institutional candle area, which I marked yellow here, at least before price comes into there, price is going to travel down. So we can as well take advantage of the traveling down to this area before we now go bullish on a long term. So my entry time frame, which is 15 minutes. Sometimes I enter, I take my trade on 15 minutes. I take it on 5 minutes. I take it on 1 minute, depending on what I'm trading per time. But this very time, I'm taking it. I'm looking at 15 minutes because 15 minutes is actually giving me a very good play. And if you look at what is happening here, you see when price came into my supply area, what did you see? We have a change of character. This chop, a change of character. That means price is actually changing to another side. You see the first break, a change of character. Then I have my break of structure. And after price broke structure, price has not actually returned back to this place. And I have a very good supply area as well. Well, you might want to call it an institutional candle. It depends on your school of thought. I like to call it demand and supply areas, and I have my very good supply area here. And look at what price has done here. It engineered liquidity, which I expect price to actually come and clear away. So this is one of the good setup. My perfect setup when I'm looking for entries. You know, I like to see a situation whereby liquidity is engineered, you know, very close to my POI, very close to my point of interest, which is, which is this supply area here, which is this supply area. I have liquidity, so I expect price to just come, clear out this liquidity, tap into my supply area, then start dropping to the downside massively. And as you can see, price has not really returned to this area, just a kind of inducement in the market. We created liquidity equal highs, and price is now coming back. So I expect price to clear off this liquidity, tap into my supply area, then sell to the downside. So that's what I'm actually looking at on VIX75. And I have two entries. I have two entries here. This first blue line is going to be my first entry, then the one in the middle, which is the 50% of my supply zone. 50% of my supply zone. If you're a smart money trader, you understand why I'm looking at 50% of of this zone. So if you're just coming, if you're coming across our channel for the first time, kindly follow us. You get a lot of educational content like this on our on our YouTube channel. And if you want to also maximize our free trade signals for free, kindly join. You see the link on our description box. Click it and join us on our Telegram channel. I drop analysis every now and then I drop free trades. I drop loads of free content, PDFs, and all. I drop it there. You can take advantage of that as well. So do well to follow us, and so that and turn on the notification bell so that you'll be the first to see stuff like this when I drop it subsequently. So that's what I'm looking at on VIX75, and my sell limit is there already. So I'm just waiting for price to come back and tap me in. Then I take my trade, and I'm looking to come out of the trade, let's say around there. So that's how to actually approach the market. I know the market is bullish, but the journey back to the bullish order block, which I'm looking to take the trade for a very long time, at least price is going to go bearish before it will get to the bullish order block. So that's what I quickly want to take opportunity of here. That's what I'm actually looking at, to take my quick sell and make some good money and leave the market. So let me take you to V10 as well. Let me show you what I'm looking at. What I'm looking at on V10. Okay, this is VIX10. Let me show you what I'm looking at. Okay, before now, some weeks before now, I was actually thinking this area was going to hold. Because look at what happened here. Let me show you what happened there. I sent this chart to the group severally and thinking it was going to play out. Look at these equal highs. Look at the manipulation of these equal highs. I have a good manipulation of these equal highs, which makes this area our institutional candle area. And look at how price has supplied to the downside from this area after manipulating this area. But when price returned into it, we we were looking for opportunity to take the market lower. But I realized price is not ready to go lower. On the monthly time frame, price is bullish on the monthly time frame. And look at this area, the weekly time frame. Look at this area, the weekly structure has been broken, the daily structure has been broken. And what I'm looking at, let me take you to 4 hours. Let me take you to 4 hours and show you what I'm actually looking at. 4 hours is coming more clearer. You see price is respecting, it's actively creating higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. Price is actively creating higher highs and higher low. Look at the structure has been broken. So what am I looking at? Let me zoom out for you to see, guys. Okay, break of structure and price is returning here. So I'm looking at probably want to enter the 50% of this move of this other block, brother. I want to enter the 50%. So that's why I actually mark the 50% of this institutional candle area. So that's why I'm looking to go bullish on V10 because the structure has been broken and the price is actively creating higher highs and higher lows. So that's why I'm looking to take my trade and take it, and ride it as long as possible, as long as possible, as long as possible. So that's my thought process on VIX10. That's my thought process on VIX10. If you have any question on all this analysis, you can come to our Telegram channel and chat me up. You see my Telegram handle right in our channel. Chat me up and I'll answer any question you want to ask on all this analysis. Okay, maybe I'll take us through a couple of analysis I've done on VIX75. This is VIX10. Okay, let me show you what I'm looking at on VIX300 1S. Okay, talking about top to down analysis, it's always good to come to higher time frame to know what is happening on the higher time frame and look at what is happening on the daily time frame on VIX300 1S. See, price has actually, dropped to the downside, and what's this place looking like? Actually, it's looking like a kind of reaccumulation, because it's looking like a kind of consolidation. But when you zoom on it very well, you see what is actually happening. You see that price is breaking structure to the downside and respecting the other blocks above. That's one of the great indications to know the direction which the market is actually flowing to. The market which is flowing to, you see we have a break of structure already. Let's go to a lower time frame for you to have a very good and clear view of what is happening. Let's go to 8 hours time frame. Okay, so I have an area of imbalance. I have an area of imbalance right here. I have an area of imbalance right here. That's where I've marked my my black horizontal line, and look at this area too. Okay, let me close it up a little. Okay, so I have my area of imbalance on the 8 hours time frame, and I'm looking at a situation whereby price comes and play the imbalance. Price comes and play the imbalance. So let us go to 4 hours time frame. Let's see what is happening on the 4 hours time frame. Okay, let me measure the 50% of the imbalance area, because smart money likes to play the 50% a lot. Okay, look at the 50%. the 50% of the imbalance area, which is, let me put the blue horizontal radius. Look at the 50%. Let me take out the Fibonacci. Okay, so I'm looking at a situation whereby price returns to the 50% of the imbalance area, and when you go down to a lower time frame, I think I saw a supply area right in the middle of that imbalance, which is actually making my giving me more confidence to actually look for myself right in there. I think I saw it on 15 minutes. Let me take us to 15 minutes and show it to us. If you are still confused about my demand and supply areas, how I locate it, kindly go and watch my video on demand and supply zones, how to trade it like a pro. I have a video on it. Okay, look at it. This area that I marked yellow is a supply zone right in between the, which is even coinciding with the 50% of that zone. So it's a very strong area. I'm having two conferences here. I have a supply zone right in the middle of, right at the 50% of the imbalance of the higher time frame imbalance. So what I'm looking at on VIX300, let me show you what I'm looking at on VIX300. Let me take it forward. Okay, so I'm looking at a situation whereby price goes up, tap into my area of, into my supply zone, then continues to go down. That's what I'm looking at. And when you look at what is happening here already, price is creating higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. So price is actually dancing towards my supply zone, where I'm looking for a great sell to the downside. So this is where I'm going to be, this is where I'm going to be stopping, because at the moment, I'm doing a lot of renovation in my trading room, so I don't really have time to drop videos. I was just like, oh, I don't have to leave my guys out there. Let me just share my thought process with them this evening, so that I don't just leave everybody in the dark. So that's why I just quickly make this video and make it very short. So I'm going to be out by now. Please, if you are coming across us for the first time, kindly follow us on all our social medias and take advantage of our free trade, signals on Telegram. You see the description, you see the link in the description box. Kindly, click it and let's smash this market together. See you some other time, and thank you for believing in us always. Bye.